In between feeding himself cookies for the wonderful job he's doing saving Puerto Rico, no matter what the mayor of San Juan says, Donald Trump is making ominous noises about funding the island's rebuilding. For instance, here he is on Twitter on Friday morning. The fact is that Puerto Rico has been destroyed by 2 hurricanes. Big decisions will have to be made as to the cost of its rebuilding. Donald J. Trump at Donald Trump September 29, 2017. Here he is in a speech at the National Association of Manufacturers later on Friday. We're literally starting from scratch. Ultimately, the government of Puerto Rico will have to work with us to determine how this massive rebuilding effort will end up being one of the biggest ever, will be funded and organized, and what we will do with the tremendous amount of existing debt already on the island. America has $20 trillion in debt, but I do not recall Trump wondering aloud how the nation will fund the rebuilding in Florida, Texas, and other states that saw massive hurricane damage in August and September. Puerto Rico may not have statehood, but it is part of America and home to 3.5 million American citizens. Trump seems to be looking at the island like it's of distressed property loaded up with debt and calculating the value of rebuilding on the site. But this is not a crumbling casino on the Atlantic City boardwalk for him to buy and fix up. It is an American territory, one that is as much his responsibility as Texas or Florida, or any of the 50 states. It would be just like Donald Trump to look at a people desperate for relief and calculate in his head how much he can nickel-and-dime them at their lowest moment. He was still at it later in the day, just before departing for a weekend at his golf club in New Jersey. Well, we're looking at Puerto Rico. That's a very big thing you're talking about. You know, we're spending hundreds of millions of dollars right now. It's of territory. And these are great people. I know the people very well. These are great people. But, you know, there's a massive investment. You are rebuilding all of it at some point. As you know, there is, hundreds of millions, a tremendous amount of money already invested in Puerto Rico by others before the storms. And that money has been in serious trouble. Now on top of it a lot of other money. So a decision has to be made. What are you going to do? Puerto Rico was flattened. And a big decision comes as to what are we going to do, but I'm there to help. I can tell you that it would be utterly unconscionable to tell the people of Puerto Rico, who have been suffering under a debt crisis that the United States Congress has refused to fix, and who are a territory of a larger nation, which means its citizens do not have full representation in the national government, and who are really one of the last vestiges of the colonialism of the earlier American empire, that we are going to cheap out on helping them rebuild their home. But at the moment, that seems to be where we are headed. Please note this is a commentary piece. The views and opinions expressed within it are those of the author only, and do not necessarily reflect the editorial opinion of IJR.